All right, last week of distance learning, folks.
Wait, stop. Stop. This doesn't make sense. Hold up. Wait, who are you? I am you. I am me. No, sir, you are you. Wait.
I just noticed that there was quite a spelling mistake in that. I hope that doesn't keep me from becoming TikTok famous. So, last week of distance learning, I'm going to go through what you're going to have available for you as far as what you'll have to do. I will say, a testament to all you guys, and girls, you have shown or outshone your ability as Park Center students. I mean, just committed. I really like I've said, pretty much 99% of you have all shown up and done your work on a daily basis, and that's awesome, and I really appreciate all that. Again, remember, if you have any questions, 10 to 12 to check in. This is what finals week is going to look like. You will have access to 5 of the summatives. The paper 1 exam that you guys did is going to all just be set. Like, the grade in for that is what it is. And most of you did really well on those, so it's not a big deal. However, what you'll need to do, if you would like, is go through each of these weekly assessments, and you have the opportunity to do it a second time if you want to improve your score, or if you would like to just take it because you haven't done it before. So these are the ones that you have access to. The week 1 was an analysis of the different documents dealing with Brown versus the Board of Education. The week 2 civil rights was just kind of an overly viewing assessment of a bunch of civil rights movement stuff. And then there was a case study number 1 summative, kind of doing all the weeks of case study 1. And then this was last week's, which for many of you was pretty easy, so I don't think you'll have to really do anything specific. There are some things that I linked into this one, a specific part of the reading that some people were a little confused as to the answer of a couple of those questions. So if you want to go back and get a higher score, go ahead. I suggest you do it. And then if you didn't get this done on Sunday, the last little presentation assessment, please go back and finish it. You'll have until Wednesday at midnight. After Wednesday at midnight, I'm going to start working on grades on Thursday and putting those in and finalizing them by the end of the week. But I will not accept any more work after Wednesday at midnight. So Thursday morning, if you wake up and think you're going to work, everything's going to be closed. So please make sure that you get this stuff done. Okay? And then just kind of a last note, I just want to, kind of talk a little bit about the stuff that we've been going over the last few days. And, also looking at the idea of what's going on in the world. I mean, it's kind of interesting that the things that are going on in Minneapolis, the coronavirus stuff, but then also, the racial division and kind of the backlog of what happened after that. These are not great times. But if you look back at what we've looked at with apartheid in South Africa and the civil rights movement in the United States, these are things that are going to continue to happen. I don't think we're ever, in my lifetime or your lifetime, or maybe even your children's lifetime, are we going to see a perfect world where there is, constant racial or gender or, any sort of divisive political system where everyone is happy with one another. I mean, we're just human beings. Each of us individually are different. We bring our differences together. And I think one of the things I always try to say is that you should all feel very happy and proud that you go to a school where there are a lot of differences and a lot of different people who all get to come together every day and really work together. Because I will tell you honestly, there's not a lot of places in the world where that happens. And there's a lot more places, unfortunately, in the world where there isn't that collection of different people and different backgrounds and ideas, like you see even in your own classes, and I think all of you are much more powerful youth and kids and young adults that I always say, people ask, well, what are you doing in these times? What are the things that you doing? And I will say, I'm not out there protesting. I'm not writing letters to my Congress people. What I do is teach all of you, because I think you're the smartest and the most, most effective way to improve our country and our world. Because I know all of you are going to go forward and work hard and have a perspective of happiness and peace and getting together and working together. So, I've loved working with all of you. I know a lot of you won't be back in IB next year, but if you're around school, please check in, say hi. I want to make sure that you all understand that I know that just because you didn't want to do IB history for 2 years doesn't mean that like there's anything big. It's just a choice that you make, and that's fine. You got to make those choices. But I gotta honestly say that like your group of students are one of the better ones collectively as a whole that I've enjoyed working with. Those of you that came into this class and were kind of like, okay, well, what do I do? And maybe struggled a little bit. I honestly, through this last 2 months, I have been so impressed with all of you and the amount of work and effort that most of you have put in there. Like I said, 99%. So I just gotta say, like, I love working with you guys, and I look forward to seeing you all next year, and have a good summer. Those of you that are coming back to IB next year in history, just remember, if you want to work on your IA over the summer and have it done, we're going to get right into that when we get back in the fall, and try to be positive. I talked to a couple of you over the last few weeks and just said, be positive. Just think of it as like, if you think positive, we'll be back in the fall. If it doesn't happen, you might be a little bit let down, but at least that's keeping you moving forward, right? And then we'll get to the next step. Anyway, like, enjoy the summer. I'm going to enjoy my summer. And we'll see you in 2020, fall 2020. Have a good weekend.